Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Monday, or Bank Holiday, Monday, the 29th of May. Well, first a quick recap on Sunday's football performance. Well, we made a profit of £1.30, £15 on £16.30 back. All we were just doing in the end is just shouting for Leicester or, goals in the Leicester match. Goals in the Leicester match. Well, it came to three in the end. Well, both the other matches, they ticked every box. They got over 2.5, over 3.5, and over 4.5 in the Arsenal and Liverpool match. Unfortunately, Leicester match couldn't quite get there, but as I said, it made us £1.30 profit on the day. So let's get into Monday. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to let you know from last year. It was this time last year that Timmy Easterby started frequenting the winners' enclosure, should I say, a bit more often than what he normally does. You tend to find that right at the back end of May and during the summer months, Timmy Easterby's stable really starts to fly. You see, it actually seems as though in the spring months he runs his horses, or should I say, when the flat season starts, he runs his horses on slow ground, and I think it's just more of a workout. And then once the fast ground comes, he starts knocking in the winners. It doesn't mean they're all going to win tomorrow, but for those of you that like to just look at my selections and actually pick your own, it does have a number of fancied horses tomorrow. Well, they're too short for me to include in the each way bets, but I know Bolly Margaret was an interesting one, and there's quite a few that it actually got tomorrow. Happier. I didn't look too much into it, but I know it's got a chance, but it's 5-2. So yeah, just keep an eye on Timmy Easterby right up until probably the end of July. So let me get into the bets. So I've staked. To be fair, I didn't look how much I staked in the end. About £15, I think, in the end. So what I've gone for a 25 pence each way Yankee, but I've gone for slightly bigger each way singles. I've gone for 50 pence each way singles. So let's get into it. So the first selection is, by the way, I've taken the prices just for the fact of taking the prices. I don't know if they'll be good value or not, but we have noticed quite a few times where we've had a draw bias in our favour, they have shortened quite a lot. Hence the 16-1 at into 130. The was it Cliffs of Calais? But anyway, let's get into it. The first selection is Storm Fox at 10-1 in the 325 at Redcar. If you put this bet on after 9 o'clock, I do believe if you take the prize, you'll get best odds guaranteed in that race because it isn't an extra place race. The second selection is Highway Grey at 12-1 in the 4 o'clock at Redcar, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is the Zetland Gold Cup, and this horse has ran in it for the last 2 years. It's always either peppering, well, it's normally peppering or very close to the each way places, or the places, should I say. With a slightly better ride, I do think it wants quick ground, and I think it's got every chance. And I don't think it's that strong a race this year. Oviedo was one of the more fancied horses, in my opinion, but it's too short. Currently at 7-2, it was the standout pick in the flat stats ratings, but to be honest, I can't have it at 7-2. The third selection is Roach Power at 8-1 in the 4:15 at Leicester, paying 4 places instead of 3. And finally, originally I'm going to say Mustard Gel, but it's not. Matara Gel at 12-1 in the 5:10 at Redcar, and that is 50 pence each way singles and 25 pence each way Yankee. So let's scroll down now to. So what I've done here is I've used flat stats, and I've doubled down on the draw bias. So I'm going to tell you the draw bias now. So for Windsor, there's a huge negative in the 4:51 at Windsor. There's a huge negative for high numbers. For middle numbers, it's like blank, but for low numbers, there's a massive advantage. The only difference is it's whether these horses can manage to take advantage of the favoured draw that they have. So I've gone for 3 horses all of them have chances. So let me get into it. So in the 451 at Windsor, paying 4 places instead of 3, I've gone for Adwan at 14 to 1, Charming Lily at 20 to 1, and Oriental Dancer at 8 to 1. Adwan and Oriental Dancer are both Richard Haddon, who is in decent form. Charming Lily is ridden by Tom Marquand, and that horse wants fast ground, which it's going to get. So all 3 of them are definitely interested. If you've got a bit of spare cash, it might be even worth having a very small combination forecast or even tricast, but keep it minimal stakes. So as I said, 35 pence each way doubles, and that goes on to the 5.55 at Leicester. And I've left the price of one of them, and that horse is Angel de Luz. I've left it's 6 to 1. I think it could be bigger than that. Rear of the year at 66 to 1, and the Lion Strikes at 22 to 1. In this race, there is a huge preference for high numbers in the 5.55 at Leicester. Even though the distance is 1 mile 2 furlong, it doesn't matter. The draw bias holds up. So those are all the selections for Monday. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.